the Orange Democratic Movement Party has strongly refuted allegations of hijacking the ongoing recruitment of the new IEBC chairman and commissioners. Speaking after a Central National Executive Committee meeting that was deliberating the forthcoming party grassroots elections slated for this month, the ODM Party Secretary General Edwin Sifuna has termed allegations by the opposition leaders led by Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka unfounded. Sifuna says the demand by the opposition will preempt the outcome of the recruitment, adding that the mandate of the selection panel is well cut out in the constitution and remains independent. According to Sifuna, the Wiper Party member Ambassador Koki Muli is equally a member of the selection panel, which the opposition party castigates.
Candidates who've been shortlisted as a member of the commission is Honorable Musyoka's advisor, and this is fully within the candidate's constitutional right. Further, the law grants the selection panel the authority to determine its own procedures, granting it operational autonomy in executing its mandate. The panel should be allowed to independently execute its mandate without political interference or indeed any other interference. We view the accusation by a section of Azimio leaders as an attempt to preemptively discredit the panel and the outcome of the entire process. Kenyans have waited a very long time to have an electoral commission in place, and we will not countenance any attempts to derail or delay that process.
Adding his weight on the matter, the Liberal Party of Kenya leader Augustus Muli has also criticized the call by the opposition party members to be consulted for concurrence in the appointment of the next polls commissioners, calling it an affront on the independence of the IEBC. Muli, who was once involved in legal headwinds in the context to sit at the selection panel, has urged the Dr. Nelson Makanda-led team to remain objective when settling for the next IEBC commissioners.
Suggesting that the leadership of UDA, ODM and Wiper parties should engage in consultations to determine the composition of the IEBC are deeply concerning. If the recruitment process is left to political kingpins rather than an independent selection panel, then the credibility of future elections is already compromised. The fundamental question remains: what is the purpose of a selection panel if politicians can negotiate and appoint commissioners themselves? This is nothing short of an attempt to install a partisan electoral body that will serve sectarian interests rather than the people of Kenya. The IEBC is not a political asset to be shared among a few leaders, but a crucial institution that must remain independent and beyond political manipulation.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And President William Ruto has dismissed any attempts to weaken his political influence in the Mount Kenya region, stating that no one can come between him and the people. His remarks, seen as a direct response to former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, come amid their ongoing political fallout. Speaking in Mau, Meru County on the second day of the development tour of the Mount Kenya region, Ruto has emphasized his deep-rooted connection with the region, assuring residents of his commitment to the development. While downplaying divisive politics, the president emphasized his focus on national unity, stating that his administration is working to unite all Kenyans.
Na mimi nataka niseme nikiwa hapa Maua, urafiki nimetengeneza na watu wa Meru, urafiki nimetengeneza na watu wa Mulima, ni urafiki ambayo tumetengeneza kwa miaka karibu 20. Hakuna mtu atakuja kuvunja urafiki ambaye mimi nimetengeneza na watu wa Mulima, na siwezi kukubali mtu yeyote kuja kati yetu na ile kazi tumefanya kwa pamoja. Tutasimama ngangari, na mimi nitahakikisha kwamba maslahi yenu, maslahi ya Wakenya wote, tumeunganisha Kenya.
The head of state has also vowed to dismantle cartels in the Miraa sector, declaring that their days are numbered as he traversed the Meru region. Ruto has put on notice those exploiting farmers, urging them to either stop, face jail, or leave the country. This as he tasked the Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki, with leading the charge in dismantling the cartels.
Wale wametengeneza cartel ya Miraa, watu wa cartel ya Miraa, mimi nawaambia mambo yao ni matatu. Ni mangapi? Either wakome na cartel ya Miraa, ama mambo ya pili tuwapeleke jela, ama mambo ya tatu tafadhali. Salala.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And the former Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi has broken his silence since leaving office and strongly denied claims that his dismissal was due to poor performance or absenteeism from cabinet meetings. Muturi has asserted that his removal was directly tied to his outspoken stance on the ongoing issues of extrajudicial killings and abductions, which he claims have been largely ignored by President William Ruto's administration. While speaking to a press briefing, Muturi made it clear that his dismissal stemmed from his persistent calls for the government to address these issues and the alarming human rights abuses witnessed in the country.
Apart from the fact that I was personally affected, there are several Kenyan families of Kenyan youth who still are missing. Others have been found dead and others released after undergoing a lot of torment. The third cabinet meeting took place, and like in the other two, I had been invited and sent the agenda for the day. The item on abductions and extrajudicial killings was still missing on the agenda. Once again, I wrote directed to the president, again referring to the previous two letters and reiterating my position. And I did beseech the president this time around to direct that the vexing issue of abductions and extrajudicial killings in our country be prioritized and placed on the agenda for any future cabinet meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, to date, the president has never acknowledged receipt nor responded to any of my letters.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And the Maasai Council of Elders in Narok has strongly opposed Senator Ledamo Lekina's initiative to distribute bulls to the youth groups in Kajiado, claiming that the move undermines the leadership of Kajiado Governor Joseph Olelenku. The elders, led by Chairman Kelena Olenchoe, expressed their dissatisfaction, stating that Olekina failed to consult the governor before embarking on the program. Senator Olekina had previously announced on social media that he will distribute bulls to over 10 youth groups across Kajiado County to support the economic empowerment through livestock breeding. The Maasai elders have questioned the senator's focus on Kajiado while remaining silent on pressing development issues in his own constituency of Narok. This as they voiced concerns over lack of consultation with the local leadership and the potential negative impact of the initiative and the unity and the development of the Ma community.
Ladama has never contacted a meeting, a political rally in Narok, and is now going to Kajiado to hold a big rally for the Maasai of Kajiado to bring peace. What happened to Narok, where he is representing as a Senate? And we are fighting here. There is Oro Odomongi and Oro Kiteng. We have divided ourselves into two sections.
Rais Ruto aliungana na sisi Maasai Mara huko Sikenani, akafaa kimasai kirasmi. Siku hiyo ndio alitoa hadi ama sio hadi kwa implement yale mazungumzo ambayo Kibaki alikuwa ametoa, na akasema Mbuseli atarudishia watu kwa national reserve ambayo itakuwa akisaidia watoto ya huko na wenyeji wa huko. Na hata saa hii tunaomba yeye akamilishe hiyo mazungumzo yake, sababu alizungumza mchana na hakuna rais mwingine tunaongoja, na alisema hivyo.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And farther field, Myanmar's military opened fire at a Chinese Red Cross convoy carrying earthquake relief supplies last night. The Liberation Army, an armed rebel group, said the military troops shot at the convoy of 9 vehicles with machine guns in eastern Shan state. The convoy was en route to Mandalay, the hard-hit city near the epicenter of the magnitude 7.7 earthquake that struck last Friday. No injuries have so far been reported. Myanmar's junta, which said it was investigating the incident, denied shooting directly at the vehicles. It said the troops fired shots into the air after the convoy did not stop, despite it being signaled to do so. China's foreign ministry said on Wednesday that its rescue team and supplies were safe, adding that it hoped all functions and parties in Myanmar will prioritize earthquake relief efforts.
Pearl Radio, the home of fresh and classic hits.